The most meaningful changes you can make isn't changing your circumstances. It's changing the way you speak to yourself. Most of us would never speak to someone we love the way we sometimes speak to ourselves. We make one mistake. We immediately question our ability. Something doesn't go according to plan. We begin wondering whether we'll ever get it right. A difficult season arrives. We quietly assume we've somehow fallen behind. These thoughts can become so familiar that we stop noticing them. They begin sounding less like opinions and more like truth. Mercury Retrograde invites us to listen more carefully, not to the loudest voice in our minds, to the most repeated one, because repetition shapes identity. If your inner voice constantly reminds you of your limitations, your mind begins organizing your future around those expectations. But if that voice becomes more compassionate, more balanced, more truthful, your future begins changing as well. Compassion doesn't mean ignoring your mistakes. It means seeing them in context. Think about someone learning to play an instrument. Missing a note doesn't mean they're incapable of making music. It simply means they're still learning. Life works the same way. Every mistake carries information. Every setback carries experience. Every difficult season leaves behind wisdom if we're willing to look for it. The problem isn't that we make mistakes. The problem is that we often turn temporary experiences into permanent identities. I failed quietly becomes I'm a failure. I felt rejected becomes I'm unworthy. I struggled becomes I'm not strong enough. Notice how different those statements are. One describes an experience, the other defines a person. Mercury's reflective energy encourages us to separate the two. You are not every emotion you've experienced. You are not every difficult chapter you've lived through. You are certainly not every thought that has crossed your mind. You are the person continuing to learn from all of them. The next time your inner critic begins telling an old story, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, would I say these exact words to someone I deeply care about? If the answer is no, perhaps they're not the words you deserve to hear either. Replace criticism with honesty. Replace judgment with understanding. Replace old conclusions with present awareness. Because the relationship you have with yourself is built one conversation at a time. And every compassionate conversation becomes another step toward an identity that reflects who you truly are today.